Hey guys, my name is Dave and today I'm coming at you with another EVE Online video concerning alts. If you don't know, an alt is any character that you have that is not the main character you play on. This video will contain my views on alts as well as how to create, maintain, and ways to get your alt off a monthly subscription. First of all, alts are great. Having multiple characters makes it easy to focus on more tasks that you either don't want to spend time training for or are unable to do on your main character. For example, some common uses for alts are station trading, incursions, hauling, high-sec vortex, mining. Really, you can have an alt for just about anything that you can do in the game. Also, as time goes on, you'll most likely find that your alt, just like your main character, will not be limited to one task as their SP count grows. My first alt went from high-sec vortex to incursions to hauling to flying capitals, and now it is just about as capable as my main character. I also keep this alt security status positive, because I use it to haul things for my main, whose sec status is below -5.0 and cannot enter high sec. I would say that if you are even thinking about making an alt, you might as well go for it rather than waiting until later and missing out on valuable training time. Plexing your alt with ISK is not as hard as some of you may think. So if you've decided that you want to create an alt, all you have to do is create a new account for the game. Be sure to create a new account because a character created on the same account will not be able to be played on at the same time as another character on the same account. I usually use these spare character slots for sino alts that have a low training time. If you are content with paying real money for Plex for your alt, or you can pay for your alt with ISK from another character, then you can just load up their skill queue and sit back and watch them grow. If your alt is doing relatively low risk tasks, be sure to hook them up with decent implants to speed up the skill training process. I have to say that there are a few things more satisfying than loading up a new character's skill queue with tons of skills. But if you are like me and want to keep your alts away from your wallet, then the next part of this video is for you. First of all, I just want to say that buying your first Plex or subscribing for at least 1 month is pretty inevitable. If you don't want to kill yourself grinding mundane tasks for 14 days, then this idea of a free alt is unrealistic. I'm also fairly certain that you have to be subscribed for at least a month to even make use of a Plex. However, I have found success in making use of an alt in a way that after being subscribed for a month, you can pay for your alt without having to use any ISK from your other characters, which is crucial to alts that you plan to use for mischievous things. And it doesn't even really require that much playtime. Since the release of nullsec relic and data sites inside of low-class wormholes, ISK has become readily available for lower skilled players who know where to look. I'm not going to go into too much detail on how to find these sites, but if you are new to exploration, I will leave a link to a helpful video giving the basics of exploration in the description, which can then be applied to low-class wormholes. Keep in mind that the sites you will find in the wormholes will have a much harder puzzle than those shown in the video. Also, if you don't know how to check the class of a wormhole, simply go to Google, or I use zkillboard, and type in the name of the system from the top left to find out its class. For these sites, you're looking for C1, 2, and 3 wormholes. The sites you're looking for are the data and relic sites named after one of the pirate factions of EVE. Keep in mind that you are absolutely vulnerable in wormhole space. However, a simple T1 exploration frigate will be sufficient once you start to get the hang of the puzzles, so there is very little risk compared to the reward. I've managed to get a little over 100 mil from a single relic site. If you are a more risk-averse person or have very little experience in running relic and data sites, you can still stick to running the sites in high sec and make a decent amount of ISK, as shown in the video. On my most recent alt, I managed to pull in around 400 mil by the second or third week of its existence. Keep in mind that my playtime on this character was very low, maybe only an hour or less a day. This brings me to the next step of this path to making a self-sufficient alt. 400 mil in a couple weeks on a brand new character is pretty good, however I wanted something more stable for the long term. So, using the money I had made from exploration, I purchased my alt and incursion battleship, which I had been training for during the previous weeks. Even though incursions are not the quickest way to make money, they are a pretty stable method. I fly with warp to me incursions on my alt, as they are a new player friendly community and will accept very new players to their fleets as long as they meet basic requirements. Running HQ sites, the payout is 31.5 million per site, and the fleet will do normally around 3 or 4 sites an hour, depending on the speed of the fleet. So if we say roughly 100 mil an hour as a baseline, and the current price of Plex is around 900 mil, that's only 9 hours a month to pay for your alt. And we all know how small amount of time that is for an EVE player. It only really takes a couple weeks to have decent enough skills to fly a battleship for an incursion fleet, and once that training is over, you're free to train your alt into whatever you want, while still being able to buy that Plex every month. I hope you found this video helpful. For more information about getting into incursions, join the Warp to Me Incursions channel in-game. As well as a pleasant community, you will find several helpful guides on skill training for incursions as well as how to do them and what to fly. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Dan and I are always open to new ideas. Thanks.